Hi, my name's Bruce Duguid and I work for ACS Flight Training. Within the company, I am the Operations Supervisor and I also conduct some sightseeing flights as well. I've been working within aviation now for about the last 3 years and I do it on a part-time basis. A lot goes on behind the scenes and there's a lot involved in keeping aircraft flying and keeping schedules running. And so what my job involves is ensuring that the aircraft are all in the correct place at the correct time with the correct instructor and the correct student in there. We've also got to ensure that the aircraft are all serviceable, so we make sure that their maintenance and engineering records and schedules are up to date. On the other side of this, I also get to fly aeroplanes for the company, which is absolutely superb fun, and it's a fantastic balance that I have within the industry. The industry is, at the moment, it's obviously undergoing a bit of a change due to the COVID pandemic, but we reckon that around about 18 months' time everything will be back up to normal and airlines will be certainly recruiting pilots as well as all the other jobs involved in keeping the aircraft flying. They'll be recruiting those as well. One of the things I think you would need to consider if you were to take a role within the aviation industry is it's not a straightforward Monday to Friday 9 to 5 job. Inevitably, things may start early in the morning, they may finish late at night, but you'll find that in the job, which is so much fun, you will not notice the time go by. It's a real lifestyle commitment as well as a job, and you won't actually feel in many ways like you're working. The skills required to be an operations supervisor are those mainly of communications. You've got to be able to deal with customers face to face, as well as on the telephone, as well as through emails. I would also recommend that the skill set that you possess would be that of an admin background. There's a lot of schedules and rotas and a lot of computer work to do. On the other side of my job, the flying side, the skills that you require really are skills that you will only learn when you actually learn how to fly. Good hand-eye coordination, I suppose, is good. Basic understanding of engineering is good, and a basic understanding of physics is also good because it is physics that keeps you in the air. One of the things you also need to have is the ability to have good fun, because flying is one of the most amazing jobs that you could ever get into. The view from your office on a daily basis is something that many other people will never get to see. The qualifications that you would require with regards to the operations supervisor side of my job are really a basic grasp of administration, so that would probably relate to IT perhaps, good grasp of English, and maybe some of these sort of office and managerial skills that you can probably touch on in many of the subjects at school. On the flying side of my job, the qualifications you require are a basic grasp of maths and a basic grasp of physics, and that's really all that is required. There are no real entry requirements to become a pilot. If I was to talk about the favourite parts of my job, I would say from the operations supervisor side of my job, it's seeing people passing exams and gaining new qualifications. So I get to see people getting their private pilot's licence, but I also get to help in training people to get their commercial pilot's licence as well. And so when they leave us, they go off to work for airlines, and that's a really rewarding thing to be part of. On the other side of my job, on the flying side, the biggest thing that I get from that, the biggest enjoyment, is just seeing people's joy at the view from the sky, and hoping that my enthusiasm for aviation is something that they will leave their flying experience with, and perhaps go on to take a role in aviation in some way, whether that be working within the industry or actually getting a pilot's licence. Flying has taken me all over the UK. I've flown all around Scotland, which is incredible to see. I've flown over to the west of Scotland and out towards the islands. I've also taken an aircraft all the way down from Perth, right the way down to a place called Perth, which is right down in Cornwall. And that was a 4.5 hour flight in a light aircraft, and it was probably the most incredible flight I've ever done. I really enjoy working for ACS. They're a fantastic company. We've got a really good, almost a family feel about the company. We're expanding rapidly. We started off when I worked here about 3 years ago with a fleet of around about 12 aircraft. We now have approximately 18 aircraft. We operate from 9 in the morning till up to 9 o'clock at night sometimes when we're doing night training, and we operate right the way throughout the year, only having a couple of days off for public holidays. It's a great place to work. It couldn't not be a great place for me to have been here for so long.